Hello and welcome to my final update with Project Affordable Photography. It has been quite a ride so far, but I'm pleased to announce that I have been able to complete the transfer of my client's website to her new hosting account with the help of Professor Gruen. Thankfully, he was able to help me with this because it was quite the process and quite a learning curve too. For future sites that I might design for clients, I think the best course of action will be to create those templates on their hosting site rather than on my computer and dealing with the transfer over. Because what happened was once we finally were able to get the site transferred, which was about a 4-hour process, it was transferred, and once I looked at it, I seen that I had lost just about every feature and plugin that I had, which basically left me with the bare bones of just the text on every page. Um, I lost this, just on the home page alone, I lost the slider, I lost the feature boxes for the testimonials, I lost the social aspects, the newsletter. As far as the gallery goes, I lost the gallery completely. I had to re-upload every single album. It was heart-wrenching because I know that I had put so many hours into it already, and then I had to reconfigure and redo quite a lot of things. The service and packages page was another one where these add to cart buttons were no longer functioning, and I had to go back in on the back end and figure out why and reconfigure those, and quite frankly it was a nightmare. It was down for about 2 days and my client was not very happy about that, to say the least. One of the things that I also did after I got everything up and running again, which I did, everything is now working perfectly. I'll go ahead and I'll show you every page real quick. So there's the testimonials page. This is working again with the reply. The contact page is up and running again with the contact form working. I don't think there was anything in the Our Story page that wasn't working. No, that one was fine. But it was just basically a lot of elements that I had to reconfigure and 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 redo, quite frankly. One of the other things that I did though is down here on the footer, I'm going to try to slide it up so you can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not though, but where it says right there, before it had said, created by WordPress, Blue Chic theme, something of that nature. So I was able to go into the footer page and reword the HTML to include the area that my client serves, which is Greater Detroit and Northern Michigan, along with her email address and phone number as well. Hopefully you can see that stuff down there. So that was interesting to figure out how to do, but I was able to do that, and then on the back end, made some progress as well. Now my client has already opted to a paid service through Bluehost for SEO optimization. So we have that going for her right now. And what I did as well is I found a plugin for Google Analytics. So we have a Google Analytics dashboard that's tied to my client's Google Analytics account. And it shows the amount of users and page views, organic searches. And I'm so excited about all of this stuff because with the inclusion of her social media, I've been able to drive traffic to her site, and now I can start to see the results of those efforts through the Google Analytics dashboard. Also, what I plan to do is find another plugin for SEO to include on her page too, so that'll be coupled with her paid service SEO subscription, and that should really help to boost efforts as well. Now, one thing that I learned after using her social media and posting posts and comments and things of that nature is that the majority of her audience speaks on Facebook, not Twitter. So what you can see through the Facebook analytics is that 72% are women, 26% are men, mostly in the US with one person in Germany. But what I find to be really interesting about this is that you can actually see where these people are coming from in Michigan. Now, my client works out of the Detroit area, and she also serves Northern Michigan as well. She's recently new to the Detroit area though, so the struggle for me was to try to get more people from the Detroit area closer to where she lives engaged. And if you look at this, you can see that there's many, I mean, this says Detroit, Michigan, but what that means is that's the city of Detroit. In the greater Detroit area, there's many cities, and a lot of these cities have been reached, including New Boston, Carrollton, Auburn, Woodhaven, Lincoln Park, Swartz Creek, Potterville, Kingston, I'm not Kingston, I'm sorry, Howell rather. Dearborn Heights is a big city. Let's see. There's also Sault Ste. Marie, Westland, Carleton, Hastings. All of those cities are in the greater Detroit area. So I'm very pleased with the amount of her audience that we were able to reach so close to home, because that's obviously what we're striving for as well. And the rest of these cities are in northern Michigan, so this works out great. Now, if you look on TweetDeck, which is what I'm using to monitor her Twitter account, you'll see that there's just nothing going on there. Like, nobody is mentioning her, there's no messages, zero notifications in regards to affordable photography. So this is also a great learning experience for me to see where her social media campaign needs to be, which is obviously on Facebook. So next week, I've been teasing it already, but next week I'm going to start implementing her campaign, and we'll get to see the results of those efforts very soon. I'm very excited about that. But this is my update in a nutshell. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.